Hello, everyone. Bahamas Educational Express is back with another lesson video. Our subject today is science, and our topic is friction. Friction. Have you ever gotten carpet burn? Someone may have pulled you across the floor. Your skin may have burned from the contact with the floor. What causes carpet burn? The answer is friction. Friction is a force that happens when two surfaces rub together. Friction is the resistance of motion when one object rubs against another. Friction causes moving things to slow down and then stop. When you were pulling or when you were being pulled across the floor, your skin burned against the floor. Friction slowed down your body's movement. Friction created heat. You may have felt your skin get hot. Then it hurt. Remember, friction occurs between two surfaces that slides against each other. Friction is the force that acts against you when you try to move something heavy. The rougher the surface, the stronger the friction. Friction produces heat, like when you rub your hands together. That's right, heat. Advantages and disadvantages of friction. Friction is useful when it helps you grip the floor with your shoes or stop cars' tires from skidding. So that is when friction is useful. That's an advantage of friction. Walking, it keeps you steady on the ground and it keeps the car tires to not to skid when there's rain or snow weather. Friction is useful when it helps us when we are pulling a bike or we are using our bike brake. So you're using your bike and you're coming down the hill, you need to press that brake. That is when friction is useful. When you're pulling that bike, particularly a school bike, that is friction. That is the advantage. However, for people like ice skaters, it is a good thing that ice causes very little friction. So, those skiers and those ice skaters, friction is very good for them because they can move very fast. They can get to their destination. If there wasn't any friction, they won't be able to move very fast with their skates. Sliding down the slide. Mm, friction, that's a disadvantage because it slows you down. How to reduce friction? Friction can be reduced by using methods such as lubrication. Your door hinges will probably be lubricated by oil to reduce the wear and tear caused by friction. So we use our WD-40, one of the popular oil sprays, on particularly anything that is iron and causes it to move carefully or correctly. The need for friction. Without friction, we would slip and fall. That's why walking on ice or snow is so hard. It is smooth. There is less friction pushing against our feet when we walk on ice. So friction is good when We are walking on ice, it causes us to be firm. But when you are a competing, then friction is not good. Friction produce and reduce motion. Remember, while friction is needed to produce motion, it is also needed to reduce motion. At times, friction is not useful. Too much friction can prevent moving parts on a machine to stop working. So if you have a lot of friction on a machine, you cannot get it work properly. For example, when you're doing your mousetrap car and there's lots of friction, it won't move very fast or go very far. Friction causes wear and tear on our clothes, on our tennis, and our shoes. The amount of friction can be changed by using different materials. So, according to what we are doing, and we know that there's going to be a lot of friction, we need special types of materials. Air resistance. Air resistance is a type of friction. Air resistance make it more difficult for an airplane to travel through the air. The streamlined shape of an airplane helps to reduce air resistance. Air resistance is also what makes parachute work. Does this picture show advantage or disadvantage of friction? Look at the friction. Would there be a friction be advantage or disadvantage? Yes, it will be a disadvantage because if it gets wet and the parts cannot move, it becomes rust. It's a disadvantage. The the skates, advantage or disadvantage? It can be both. It can be advantage. It could cause the boy to skate very easily, and it can be disadvantage if there is rusting and there's no lubrication, it can slow them down. Okay, pushing a car, advantage or disadvantage. This, in this case, this will be friction will be a disadvantage. It will cause it much difficult to push the car. Pulling the wagon, friction will be advantage or disadvantage. It will be a disadvantage because you'll have to use a lot of force to pull the car. Okay, a baseball player is sliding to the base, advantage or disadvantage. Friction will be a disadvantage here because it will cause him not to move to his base as quickly as he would probably want. He will have to work very hard. All right, that's our lesson on friction. See you at another time.